So I've been wanting to do a video on the install from the Land Pride third function valve for my MX5400 Kubota tractor. When I originally bought this kit, there were no videos out for it. Not a lot of information. So hopefully this helps a few people that are searching. I went with the Pioneer connections up front. You could go with flat face. Some folks seem to think that you lose less oil when you are switching the components, but if you properly bleed down the system, I haven't lost much fluid at all. So really just shut the tractor down and then wiggle your loader joystick, and that releases the pressure. So this is not an install video. I've already installed this, been using it for well over 100 hours, but hopefully it just clears a few questions up that you may have. The only connection that you need to remove from your front end loader is right there. So I'll back it up. These are for your loader right here. These are your feeds from your pump. This is the only one closest to the hood that you'll have to take off, and you'll put this hose on right here. Leave the elbow in there. I didn't have to adjust that at all. I just took off that hose, and that routes down into your pump here. Don't quote me on the terms and everything. I'm not a tractor expert. I just know how to wrench, follow instructions, take my time. I have no leaks, and everything works great. So let's not get into semantics, but welcome to comments, of course. So right here, down here, this is the fitting that you need to remove. Just that right there. Again, I think it's a 17 or a 19 mil, but you might just end up using an open end crescent wrench. That was easy. Make sure you, if you need to use Teflon tape, but I believe these are flared, so you should not have to. Just make sure they're snug, very snug, nice and tight. Obviously, these tractors go through a lot of use, abuse, vibrations, but yeah, so top right. I know there are some questions on that. So you'll replace that hose, and that's what goes to your new third option valve housing right here. That gets mounted right below where your loader stick is mounted. You'll end up removing those two bolts, and this slips up underneath. And then you see this electrical coming out here. That's for the electronics as well in there. So this routes up into your loader stick. You will have to make a little cut, as you can see. And this sheathing comes with the kit, and that's to protect the new electrical cords that come down the loader stick. You'll get this little handy dandy new little joystick top mount piece here. This is your on off. So that's an on off button. My light is green when it's on. You can see how it's depressed. And then these are your function buttons. Click those. And that's what gives the function valve up front. It's power. You will have to make an electrical connection. So on mine, this was a dummy plug. This is the factory harness here. I didn't have to cut anything, didn't have to do anything. This just had a dummy end in it, watertight. I undid that. And then this is the line that was coming from the third function valve kit. And that provides power. It's only on when the key's on, and that's a factory harness input there. So that's nice. I'll back up so you can kind of see. Obviously, I popped my hood. And then I believe I removed this panel here, which is one bolt, and it pops out just to make it easy. But no cutting, no splicing. So these two lines come up from the new valving. I followed basically the beam, the arm. I went through this to give it a little support. You could zip tie that, I guess, if you wanted, but I haven't had any issues. It kind of hits these hoses here for the loader that are already there, and it's resting on this other bracket here. So again, I haven't had any issues. I have 140 hours on this tractor. Building my motocross track, definitely rough terrain, no issues, no leaks. You will get this nice little plastic clamp. Make sure that's nice and snug. They're not, they're not pulling and pushing in there. That holds them nice and tight. Comes down into your front bulkhead, I believe they call it. And this plate here just attaches with these two bolts. You have to install this. And yeah, I mean, that's those are the Pioneer connections. Keep them capped, keep them clean. I've used a grapple to move some logs and whatnot. Worked great, other than being heavy because it was set up for a skid steer. But I mean, yeah, that's a straightforward install with that. Land Shark, if anybody's curious, Land Shark Brushguard, because within the first couple hours of using my tractor, shed some tears. Probably can't see it. There's a little hole from, oh yeah, there she is. Yeah, that was like within 2 hours of buying my brand new tractor. Put some brush right through that because that grill does not come with the tractor. Highly recommend that if you're doing any type of brush removal. So yeah, hopefully that helps. If you have questions, throw them in the comments. But the biggest thing is a lot of people question which valve you had to deal with. Top right, and that feeds. It's right there. And then I don't know if you want to call it center right for the hose. And that goes down into your third function new valve box as well. Good luck.